Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Du, 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 du. Okay. Hello, everybody. We are back to learn in HTML. We are, I don't know. How far are we? We got a couple of steps and then HTML review. Computers. Excited for computers. I have no idea what does computers mean, but okay. Continuing with our HTML. Oh, actually, I forgot something. Hold up. Ah, right. Oh, music. I just remember that like if I don't play some sound through my headphones, the fucking thing gonna go. Sorry, Bucko. Similarly, you're not using your headphones, so we're gonna turn it off. Do 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 do. Okay, we're gonna. Good enough. Mama, can't stop talking. Is it on this one? Oh. Oh, mama. Mama. No, it should be this one. Okay, fine. This works out. Okay. Okay. In HTML, quoted elements are used to distinguish quoted text from surrounding content. This gives the quoted text a format that is easy to identify. Can I like? I'm on difficulty like reading this. I may need to like start wearing my glasses properly because, well, like by now I'm like, ooh, this is like difficult. You should use the block quotation element for representing a section quoted from another source. It's mainly used for extended quotations. In the source of the quote, if the source of the quote has an address, you can cite it with a cite attribute. It also could be okay. Here's the thing. I need to wear glasses for two reasons. I have relatively bad eyesight, and I also have like, hold up. I started this video by accident. Okay. And I also have like the condition where I cannot like essentially bright lights kind of like go a little bit blurry. I know how to say it. I forgot the word for it. When bright lights are blurry because of deformed eye shape, I guess. I think that's a best way to describe it. Astigmatism, right? So I have astigmatism, and and like the bright white text is like kind of like it's blurry, not in the same. It's blurry in like a different way. It's blurry in the sense that it's like too sharp. They're not too sharp. It's like I know how to describe it. It's mainly used to extend quotations if the source of the quote has address. You can cite it with cite attribute. The value of this attribute should be val URL. This is an example of a quote within block quote. Wait, hold up. So if source, you should use block quotation element for representing a section quoted from another source. It's mainly used for extended quotations. Okay. Block quote, pre-cam, learn code. Wait. Learn to code book. Can you imagine what to on? Okay, so can you imagine what would be like to be a successful developer, to have built software systems that people rely upon? Okay. Wait, what? But like, what's the point of? So it's just to citate stuff, to say citations. The source of the code has address. You can cite it with the cite attribute. The value of the attribute would be valid URL. This is an example of code. Block quote, cite. Okay, and quite get it. This element has cite attribute. The value of cite attribute is the URL of the source. While this attribute doesn't change the presentation of the block quote, it's very helpful for giving screen readers and search engine more information about the quotes. In a browser, you'll see that the text is slightly indented. Indented? If you want to start and end the block quote with quotation marks, you may need to write them explicitly within the text. No, quotation, wait. Within the text, you can write the text directly within the block quotation elements, like I just did, or wrapping it within one or more paragraph elements. This is helpful when the text has multiple paragraphs, but you want to keep them within the same block quote. Here's an example with 4 paragraphs. Okay. All paragraphs are contained within the same block quotation elements. So they are part of the same quotation. You can see that the element has cite attribute with URL of the source in the browser. You'll see that the 4 paragraphs are aligned relative to each other, but they're intended relative to other container. Indented, not intended. Okay. So it makes everything like in the middle. Am I understanding correctly? Like the block quote is like making stuff in the middle. So far I've been using cite attribute to attribute source to the quotation, but attribute doesn't really show source to the user. It only works behind the scenes. If you want attribute the source visual, you can add citation element cite outside of the block quotation element. This different from cite attribute. The citation element is an HTML element that you can use to mark up title of reference, creative work with work like book, article, song. Okay. Huh. Cite how to learn code, get code developer job. Okay. Block quotation element contains quote text. Below the element, you can see paragraph element with the name of the author, followed by citation element. The citation element contains the title of the book, where the quotations came from. If you go to the browser, now the source will be clearly visible. See that the quote comes from a book written by Quincy Larson. The title of the book is How to Learn to Code to Get Developer Job. You should use block quotes like these for a long quotation from other sources, but sometimes you will only need to quote few words within a large paragraph. Momentum is everything. Okay. That's exactly what inline quotation element is for. It's for short inline quotation from other sources. Most modern browsers will add quotation marks around the inline quote automatically when you use this element. Ah, okay. So block quote makes it like this, right? Am I understanding? It just makes it middle. And the quote is making quotation marks. Okay. You can see paragraph elements that contain text. Part of the text is inline quote because it's within inline quotation element. You can also add cite attribute to attribute sources. Yeah, cite here. This works exactly the same as it did with the block quotation element. There won't be any visual changes, but it will give screen readers and search engine more information about the quote. In the browser, you'll see that the quote text is part of the paragraph and it's surrounded by quotation marks. Most modern browsers will add these quotation marks automatically. What's the difference between block quotes and inline quotes? You should use block quotes for extended quotations from other sources, inline quotes for short quotations from other sources that should be part of existing paragraph. Interesting. Also, one thing, I think they really need to stop using the oh, it's for search engine optimization. I don't care about search engine optimization. I do care more about like, oh, what if somebody like where is it? Screen readers. I do care more about screen readers. If somebody's like using visual using like aid and is trying to like trying to read stuff from screen without because they can see, so they have to like have a reader, and it's like quote momentum is everything, close quote. Which HTML is used to display extended quotation from other sources? Block quote. What is the purpose of a cite element in HTML? To display inline quote specifies the source URL of quotation. Which HTML attribute is used to specify the source of quotation? Cite. What? Right now, cite element is used relation display inline quotation. Wait, what? What's the purpose of cite element in HTML? I guess. Okay. I was very confused there for a second. Okay, fine. My bad. Oh, fuck it, I'm grabbing glasses. I can't see. Okay. I'm a blind motherfucker. Okay, I need glasses. An abbreviation is shortened form of word or phrase. For example, doctor followed by a period is an abbreviation of word doctor. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Now, like, it doesn't register me blinking, for example, which I already rarely do. Okay. There are two common forms of abbreviation acronyms in this translation. An acronym is a word form for initial letters of phrase, which with each letter representing the first letter of a word in that phrase. Can I get like? I want to see what they. Sometimes registers me blinking, sometimes doesn't. Weird. Okay. GUI is an example of an acronym. It stands for Graphical User Interface. By taking the first letter of each word, GUI, you get acronym GUI. Wow! You could have skipped like a lot of this text. And initialism is formed from initial letters of a phrase, with each letter representing the first letter of a word in a phrase. For example, HTML initialism stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and is pronounced by spelling out each letter HTML. Both acronyms and initialism are types of abbreviation. The distinction is acronyms are pronounced as a word and initials pronounced as individual letters. Really? Because I guess, okay. Doctor. Right? No, acronym is this one, GUI. But like I pronounce it as GUI. I don't pronounce it. I pronounce it as individual letters. Okay. I don't think I ever heard anybody pronounce GUI as like together. As like one word. GUI? No, GU. They are very helpful writing more concise text, especially when they are well known and easy to understand in given context. If you need to display abbreviations such as acronym or initialism in HTML, the abbreviation element is exactly what you're looking for. You should always explain the full meaning when you use them for the first time. Then you can use abbreviation element to highlight them to provide more details. Here's an example of a paragraph with sentence HTML is a foundation of the web. Abbreviation HTML is the foundation of the web. Okay. The initialism HTML is within an abbreviation element. In the browser, you'll see that nothing has really changed. It still looks like normal text. The abbreviation elements providing helpful context behind the scenes, but users will see the initialism as normal text. If you want to help users understand what initialism mean, you can show its full form with title attribute. Oh, this is kind of, what the fuck is this? Hypertext markup language. Oh. Title attribute. Yet, title attribute is optional, but if you decide to introduce it, it must be human readable description of abbreviation acronyms in initialism. Yes, we talked about. Let's take the same example as before, but add title attribute. It will be hyper expanded form. Okay, so abbreviation title HTML in the foundation of the web, and now when you can see a hypertext markup language. Well, actually you can see. Huh. Okay. But yeah, it like has a little like text on the bottom, hypertext markup language. Usually the style of abbreviation element will change when you add this attribute. The specific style will depend on the browser. Some browsers may display a dotted underline, while others may convert content to small caps. When user hovers over abbreviation, the full form is displayed as tooltip. While you don't necessarily need to use abbreviation element for every abbreviation on your web page, it's recommended for those that might be unclear. For those that might be unclear and those that might need additional context. You should use your best judgment to find the right balance between information and presentation to avoid clutter, clutter in the text while being clear and concise. Is used to indicate abbreviation and acronym or acronym. Well, this one, yeah. They don't add unnecessary e, just abr. Oh, and the answer right here. Well, purpose of ABR element. To style text as abbreviation, to indicate abbreviation or acronym, and provide additional information. I assume also somehow this. What attribute can can be used within the ABR abbreviation element to provide the full form of acronym abbreviation? Explain title. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just correct. Contact address element is used to represent contact information for a section on a web page. The address element is versatile and can be used for business pages, outer pages, personal sites, and more. When it comes to building out your website context section, you should use a semantic address element over generic element like divide. Here's an example of using address element for company contact page. 555 contact at company.com. No. I can't come back. One, two, three, four, Elm Street. Springfield, United States. H2 company name, paragraph. Where's the address? BR. What does BR stand for? Line break. Okay. Paragraph, phone number, a ref, so reference essentially. Email, a ref, mail company address. Okay. In this example, there is a company name, physical address, phone, email information. For the physical address, the line break element is used to show the division between the street name, city, and the country. Oh, wow, I'm yawning so bad. For the phone number, we have an anchor element with a ref value set for a telephone number. The tel plus value inside the ref attribute creates a clickable link to initiate phone call with certain devices that support that. Oh, interesting. So, like, essentially, this says telephone, this phone number, and this says mail to this email. But I wonder, can you make those two different? Like the phone number is fucking, I don't know, like 69 69 420, and this and the this one and presented on the page is completely different. Oh wow, what the fuck is this? Oh, my skin is spilling from my palms of my hand. Beautiful. For email address, another anchor element is used with ref value set to the. One of the downside of using mail to link is that users often perceive it as spam. Really? Unfortunately, a lot of spammers will use this option to send emails to users. So just keep that in mind when you use it. What? But how? I'm actually now curious. How do they do that? What? What do you mean? How is that possible? How do spammers use mail to as a tool? Phishing via mail to. Scammers use mail to links primarily as tool for phishing email validation rather than stealing credentials directly through malicious web link. Bypassing security filters, unlike standard hyperlinks that points to external URLs, Mail-to links open the user's default email client. Because they do not point to a specific domain, they often evade email filters and anti-phishing scanners that rely on URL reputation intelligence to block malicious sites. Validating email addresses. When victims click on Mail-to link in the spam or phishing email and send a pre-populated populated reply, it validates their email address to scammers. This confirmation signals that the address is active and monitored, allowing scammers to target the victim with more sophisticated personal attacks in the future. Social engineering. So like, yeah, the social engineers is pretty easy. Harvesting via websites, while less sophisticated scammers also use email harvesters to scrape raw Mail-to links directly from website source code to build lists of valid email addresses for spam campaigns. To protect against this, website owners often encode or obfuscate their email addresses using HTML entities of JavaScript. Interesting. Okay. What is the purpose of address email? This to define section navigational links. This to represent contact information for section on web page. It is set font style, content style, and CSS. It's used to link to what is Mail-to link used to? Link to a web page, create file download link, new email within the preferred email client. What's downside to Mail-to links? The links improved on links that right create web page, target spammers to send emails to users. Nice. Become a supporter. I actually saw a bunch of games on Steam today which are like all getting sold for like €1 each. Like some less surprising, some like it's like 90% discount for the game, so it's like wow, that's pretty interesting. But I'm not very interested in the games, honestly. Like Witcher, not my big interest, or Metro Exodus. Not Exodus, I think it's one of the other ones. Like one of the Metro games that I was like, oh, I already played it, you know. Buy another copy. Like, as a time element is used to represent specific moment in time. Here's an example using the time element to represent 2000 hours or 8 p.m. 2000 hours. Yeah, I don't get like representing it this way. So I know in US, so they refer to this as a military time, and then in the military they'll say 2000 like 200 hours, 2000, I don't know, like 2000 hours for this fucking this timing. But like I don't get referred to it as like 2000. In terms of like efficiency, like just say 20 hours, right? Like you can just say 20 hours. Why 2000? Okay, 20 hours 30 minutes. Is that faster than 20 hour 20 100 hour 20 30 hours? I don't know what the fuck. Am I wrong? Reservations are for time, date time 20 completely in the evening. Okay. The date time attribute is used to translate dates and time into machine readable format. This is important because it helps with search engine results and helps the browsers process date and time information more effectively. Fucking shut up about search engine optimization. Please stop for a second about search engine optimization. The value of a date time attribute must be either valid year, valid months, valid time, local date, global date, or valid duration string. So 20 down. Can't you just say 2,000 hours? Whatever. Here's an yeah. Here's another example of time element to represent particular date. The duration will be June 15th. Even with like 15 hours. The value for the date time attribute is ISO format. ISO is an international standard to represent date and time. Really? I guess so. Wait. 2024. Oh, 6/15. Honestly, this makes more sense than what American doing, where they switch it up to like, oh, it's like 6 months, 15th day, like 24th year. At first, like reading it backwards makes more sense than reading it like months, date, year, because months, date, year is like you have the medium one months, the small one date, and then big one year. Especially, but like backwards, it at least makes sense because it's decreasing. So you have big year, medium months, small day, and then like also you can do like hours, which is even smaller, and then the tiniest one is minutes. This makes more sense, but you could also do it backward. Well, yeah, if you do it backwards, then like my critique is pointless because you wouldn't be doing like 30 minutes, 15 hours. Like you would be going 15 hours, 13 minutes, 15th of June 2024, right? Okay, pointless tangent. Whenever you need to represent event, public dates, or appointment, it is first part of the value is the year, months, and day. Capital T is the value, is the separator between date and time. 1500 hours would be 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Whenever you need to represent events, public dates, or appointment, it is best to use time element. Date time attribute in time element help was when? Date time? This is date. Was correct. Year, months, date, hours, minutes, seconds. Well, kind of like this. No, it does need a T, right? So this only is the best one. Makes sense. What does T in time zone separation between date and time? Quincy tips for getting developer job. Learn to code is hard, but Quincy Larson says you can become a developer. Envision success. Okay, begin by creating an H1 element with text Quincy tips for getting developer job. Yippee! I'm feeling lightheaded. Maybe it's because I'm like reading all it out loud and I'm talking all this time and like I'm not taking breaths or something, but I feel like lightheaded as I'm doing all this right now. Or maybe it's just fucking hot. Now create a paragraph element below each one. Okay. Now please create a paragraph for me. You know, when I was reading this, I was thinking like this would be like a would this be like a valid way to teach old people how to use internet? I feel like in some sort of way it would be. If I was like, if I gave this to my grandma and was like, yo, this is how you're gonna learn to use internet once and for all, he would kind of like, I don't know, maybe. Because like there's a bunch of, it's not simply about the games like these, it's about like reading out the text about like how everything is making sense, you know? Breaking it down bit by bit. In previous lesson, you learned the Q element is used to distinguish in quoted text. Most modern browsers without Q, inside the paragraph wrap, you can become a developer. Wait, what? Oh, wait. I did too much. I did more job for myself than I should have. Okay, and that's quotation marks. What? What am I missing? You can become a developer. Yeah, it's wrapped in Q quotation marks. You should only add Q tags around the appropriate parts of your sentence. That's it. You can become a developer. Dot. Without changing the original text. Okay. Did I change the origin? Larson says you can become a developer. Q, right? Okay. What was the difference? What did I miss? I feel like I did the same fucking thing. Okay, whatever. If source of a quote is a website, you can cite it with site attribute. The value of this attribute should be valid URL. While this attribute doesn't change the presentation of the block quote, it is very helpful to screen readers. Here's an example of inline quotation element with site attribute. Add site attribute to inline quotation element with URL. Okay. What's wrong? Why is site not working? Oh, I bet. Now this should be working. Below paragraph element, add main element and there's 3 section elements inside. I'm sucking, I'm a dead man walking. Section. I'm sucking, I'm a dead man walking. Is this good enough? Okay. Thank you for structuring it for me. Inside the first section element, add H2 element with text envision in success. Okay. It's such a. It kind of feels cringe to listen to the song, but also at the same time, I love cringe. Yeah, cannot separate me from cringe. Browser, you'll see text slightly indented. Oh, we do need to make it another H2? Wait. No, it's below H2. Okay, so it's fine. Hell yeah. Exactly like the inline quotation element, you can also add side attribute. Yeah. I mean, I genuinely don't even know if there is a point in reading out the task. I figured it out immediately. Like it's a below the block quotations, add paragraph element with the text. Yeah. Below block quotation. Okay. Wait, paragraph. Okay. Because he's too cool for school. When the sun goes down. One night up in the crowd because he's too cool for school. Operator, he's a real player. The same people who made the Stacy's mom, and this song is banging. Operator, eliminator. You better let him in. Yeah, I've been using side attribute to attribute source of the quotation, but attribute doesn't really show source to the user. If you want attribute source to visually, you can add citation element, cite, outside the block quotation element. Yeah. Cite P element, below block quotation element, wrap in cite element. Okay. Which one? How to learn? And when he knocks, you better let him in. Right. Cause he's too cool for school. Inside the second section element nested H2. Element with text below hidden quotation element with side attribute. Okay. Wait, hold up. Block quotation? Okay, so just give me all of this. Importance of networking. Actually, talking about old cringe. I've recently was getting I know they will ask it for later, but like I don't want to like. Yeah. Okay. I've recently been getting the recommendations for Shoe on Head, which is here's the thing. Here's the thing. So Shoe on Head, hold on. Moment. So Shoe on Head. So Shoe on Head is this channel, 2.4 million subscribers, and just like any teenage boy who was growing up in 2016, I used to watch bunch of I'm wondering where this is gonna average male fantasy. I used to watch what used to be, so I don't know how else to describe it. The way it started, at the very least, the way I understand it, is that it all started with people being kind of like atheists, Reddit atheists, right? And they were like, religion is cringe, and so on and so on. And then a lot of those people moved to be feminism is cringe, okay? And they dragged a lot of young audience into this, where they would be like, where they're like essentially, boo, hate feminism, and shit like that, you know. I was among that audience. Okay, there have been fucking no bullshit. There have been, well, Shoe on Head. There was Armored Skeptic, I think, which I think Shoe on Head and Armored Skeptic were dating. I could be wrong about that. There's Critical Drinker, all of those guys, and after a while, I kind of was like, you know what? I don't particularly care for shitting on feminism every single day. And I kind of moved on from that. I did start to consume more leftist content as well, because most of the time when I'm presented with something as like this is a fact, I kind of want to like look at what the other side is saying and see what their point is. And like in terms of like right wing, it's usually like bad shit, you know, and left wing, at least you get some sort of like factoid. Shoe on Head was one of those like feminism is cringe, but presumably speaking, at least up until I don't know when. For a while, she was like a Bernie supporter and all the other stuff. So she was on the left. She was on the left side of things, but like, it seems to me that she moved to the right-ish. But I could be wrong. I honestly I don't even know. I don't even know what her politics are. I just know that at the very least, if she herself is left wing, she did convert a lot of young men to the right wing, because she was like an entryway of like a pretty girl with fucking with this makeup, you know, says that how feminism is like cringe. Boy, do I agree. Hell yeah, let's go. Okay. And then essentially the next thing that happens is that you're like consuming Critical Drinker and no bullshit or whatever. But she started to get recommended to me again, and I'm like, I don't know why, genuinely, but like I think this is the one that like got recommended to me the most recently. This is like 1 day ago, and I kind of want to watch it, but I also don't want to watch it. Like, I don't want to pollute my like video. Like, I'm afraid that I click on this and like my next video recommendations are all gonna be from like right-wing chuds, you know, like how I should like fucking, I don't know, the look smacks or whatever. I don't want this. I want to keep my I want to keep my algorithm. My algorithm is already kind of fucked, because like sometimes they recommend me like news media in German, because I live in Germany and I consume regular news. So they're like, here's like German guy talking about fucking AFD, and I'm like, I don't even speak German enough. Okay, I don't know. I don't know, but this is like blast from the past. I didn't know she was still making videos. To be fair, I didn't know. Like I remember last time I checked up on her channel. She had like she would post video like every 3-4 months, but now she seems to be speeding up. Actually, 1 day ago, 1 month, 2 months, three. So like every month's a video. That's pretty interesting. It still looks. I'm not gonna comment on visual appearances. It's a that's besides the point. I think that's it wasn't gonna be a negative comment. It was just gonna be like me saying like there is a specific reason as to why I started watching her content and like anyway. You can write quoted text directly within the block quotation element, like you did the first section element. Alternatively, you can wrap it within more paragraph elements. Here's an example. In the second section inside the existing block quotation element, add 4 paragraph elements with following text in order. Okay. So first we're gonna do this. And we're gonna do this. Okay. Like seeing Shoe Head in my recommended videos is very I genuinely like. I don't know, algorithm, what do you want to tell me? What do you want to tell me, algorithm? Because here's the thing. Fuck. The YouTube, like at least AI algorithm was wait, what? At least AI algorithm for YouTube. Sorry, not AI. Is a YouTube like ad algorithm was getting real weird with me lately. Like the videos that YouTube algorithm has been sending me, not video, like ads are so deranged that I genuinely like. What do you? I mean, I think I know how you think of me, but also it's weird. Like, actually, hold up. I will show it. I just need to like open Discord and like open one of the multiple videos I sent to myself. Well, there it is. I deliberately sent to myself like videos just so I can open media link. Because this is. No, I don't want to download it. I can't just open it. You could open the video links before on YouTube. Copy media link? I don't know. No, it's gonna download it to my. Good. Hey, hold up. Discord. Login. Log out. Ah, fuck. Okay. Whatever. I'll deal with that later. But like, I want to show the ad because they're hugging the ranged. Yeah, hold up. I'm just gonna download it. Okay. So hold up. Brock Cook not even in the category. Where's Shifu? Shifu is tomorrow, Mackenzie. Shifu is tomorrow, Mackenzie. Mackenzie, in the meantime, I wanted to show something very disturbing, Mackenzie. Do you want to see something disturbing, Mackenzie? Do you want to see something disturbing, Mackenzie? Okay, like my ads on YouTube have been very weird. Okay, the ads that YouTube has been giving me have been very weird, and so I wanted to show off what YouTube thinks my ads should be. It's on the phone. It's on the phone. It's literally like I cannot avoid it. Okay, that's the problem. It's on the phone. I have like YouTube Revamps installed. I have YouTube Revamps installed, which should supposed to be like blocking the ads, but not effectively enough. They still manage to slip in through like the. So hold up. Okay, Mackenzie, here's the thing. You can like sit at the desk and do all your stuff at the desk at the same time, but like I can't. I'm not that kind of guy. So this is one of the ads that I got, like I saw on YouTube.
Did you just take a picture? Was this the angle you like? You made me look pretty good, even compared to your father. I know you have feelings for me. I have angles your father never saw. Want to try capturing them?
At Cycle AI, no filters, no judgment. Only your commands. How do you want to play? Step inside. Let's get interesting.
What the fuck is this? Like, this I genuinely trying to understand like what's the why am I receiving this, you know? Like I'm just trying to, like, what the fuck, YouTube? This shouldn't be on the website.
Their age.
Number one, I don't have a stepmother, so number two, here's another one that I got.
As older men should only date their age. On this app, you'll meet younger women who care about who you are.
Who's those older men? How old do they think I am? That's the question. How old do they think I am? Because I am not that old for it. Like, who says older men? Wait a minute.
Like,
like,
how old you are. They're here for genuine connection.
Like, younger than me might be a felony, okay? So that's a big question.
No games, no judgment. And
no
guess
games,
what?
and guess
there
what?
Are plenty of them. Trust me, you won't want to miss this.
Oh, this is absolutely unbelievable. I am genuinely like, this is another one, and this one is by far cuter, but it's also pro-Mormon church, so I don't know how to think about it.
Hi there! Would you like to receive a gift? I'm a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and this is the Book of Mormon. It specifically talks about Jesus Christ. I've seen the Book of Mormon be able to change my life so much. We would love to give you one as well. As you can see, we have lots of copies. So click the link below and missionaries will drop it off at your house and share a quick little message about Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Here's the thing, I don't know what's worse, receiving the ad for Mormonist church where like a woman is enticing me to get into Mormon church, or the ad where they're like, who says older men cannot have fun? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm genuinely disturbed. I'm genuinely disturbed when I see these ads. Like, there have been multiple Mormon church ads, and there have been multiple AI ads and like the dating apps. It's very, bro. I hear the thing. Out of all of them, Mormon church might be like the least, like, I think like Mormon church is what's more disturbing, because Mormon church is quite literally a cult. So I don't know what's worse, having to be like enticed to be into a cult, or having to be enticed into like AI flop cat girlfriend, or being enticed into dating apps that probably doesn't work. The dating app where you're just chatting with AI bots the entire time. What's the worst one of them, and why do they give it to me? That's the question. In the third last section element, you are going to create the same HTML structure as you did in preceding section. Okay. Below HTML2, wait. Last section H2, element, block quotation, nest 3 paragraph elements inside block quotation element with the following text in order. Okay. That's gonna be pretty easy. How are you doing, Mackenzie? How's your day going? The reason I even brought it up is because I remembered objectively speaking, I mean, depending, because I do have like dating apps on my phone. I do have like dating apps. I have like Tinder and like Bumble on my phone, so that could have triggered it. Like legitimately just having like a Bumble and Tinder, that would be like, oh, this man it's a lonely man, you know. So they're like, here you go. The Mormon church one surprises me the most, because it's like, what the fuck is a Mormon church has to do with it? No, hold up, but they don't know my age, because they gave me the who says older men cannot have fun. Yeah, but they also send me like, who says the older man cannot have fun? Here's younger woman who going after old man. Like, that one shocked me the most, because I'm like, I'm not that old. Like, I'm nowhere near the old man category, okay? Like, I'm not even 30. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not even close to like a midlife crisis. That's the thing. The fair midlife crisis is misleading, because like midlife crisis if you like die at 60, you know. The real midlife crisis is 40 plus, maybe 45 if you're like very lucky in genetics. Superscript element is used to display a piece of text as a superscript. Superscript is a symbol or a letter printed above normal line of text. Here's an example using superscript element to illustrate exponent to see the previous previews enable the interactive editor. So P paragraph 2 super 2 super 2 squared is 4. Okay. Above a normal line. Oh, okay. Okay, fine. In this example, the number 2 is, yeah, okay. Superscript inside a paragraph. In the previous window, you will see second number 2 is smaller and slightly higher than the first number. Commonly used cases, superscript element would include exponent, superior letter in and ordinal numbers. Here's an example of superscript letters to see previous, yeah, M and GR. Strong M, GR, superscript. Okay, interesting. Superior letters refers to letters written in superscript, usually to indicate abbreviations. The letters GR are wrapped inside superscript tags to illustrate abbreviation in this example. It is important to note that superscript elements should only be used for typographical reasons. If you want to style a piece of text with raised baseline, then you should use CSS. To represent chemical equation inside HTML, you would use subscript element. This element uses subscript, which displays lower text. Okay. So how are you doing, Mackenzie? How are you doing today? The reason I was showing the ads is because I was like, damn, this is like very cringe. Clearly my YouTube algorithm is like thinking something weird of me, because doing okay. Doing okay, that's good. Because I was like, my YouTube script clearly thinks something wrong with me, okay? because additionally, on top of those ads, they started to recommend to me Shoe on Head videos. Do you know Shoe on Head, Mackenzie? Like, Shoe on Head is this YouTube creator who during like 2014-16 make me fall into right-wing pipeline, which I had to like climb out of. And I realized, wait a minute, this woman is evil, okay? Her pretty face and dashing looks make all the boys go right-wing. This can be... It's outside of the Twitch, it's mostly about the fact is Shoe on Head was, at least she presented herself as like a left-leaning Bernie supporter YouTuber, okay, and she would criticize feminism and the like in 2014-2016, which in turn grouped her up together with other YouTubers who did the same. But those YouTubers were more in the right wave pipeline, and so she was a big like entry point essentially. Like you watch Shoe on Heads and you go to the other YouTuber who agrees with her, then the other YouTubers and the other YouTuber, and eventually you like supporting Trump or something. Which I managed to climb out of that idea. Okay, I managed to climb out of that idea, but I'm 99% certain like there's so many men who didn't. Okay, I was just one of the lucky few. So number two is actually like I was talking to one of my friends and he says that essentially he has another friend who said he had the exact same situation where he was like into all of that shit and then climb out of it, and like he encounters a lot of people who climb out of it, which is not surprising, because I feel like if he encountered people who didn't climb out of it, they would be not friends with a black man. I think. Just a guess. Just a guess. Just a guess. They wouldn't be out there bodying up to a black guy. My internet went out for some reason as soon as I said that. That is fantastic. It's literally 0 kilobytes. Wow. Wow. Oh, fantastic. Huh? I'm gonna restore this. Hold up. Wait, is my internet getting better? Why is it every single time I threaten my internet with I will like stop you from working, you know? As soon as I threaten my internet, like, no, I'm about to turn it off, it goes like, no, I'll behave, please. Like, I don't know, why is it like always like it goes out an hour 30 minutes into me streaming and then it goes, as soon as I go, okay, time to like disconnect it goes like, no, I'll behave. Like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, my internet solved itself. Thank God. Yeah. What is the primary use of subscript element in HTML? To display text different colors, smaller font size, superscript above normal line. Wait, what? Under what? Superscript. Okay. Mackenzie, do you know much about HTML? Because that's what we do on Sundays. On Sundays, we learn HTML, and we're gonna be learning other coding languages after we done with HTML. We're gonna be progressing further and further along. If you're watching, like, we're gonna be progressing with learning HTML. Tomorrow is Shifu. Which of the following is an example of using superscript element correctly? I think this one. I've messed with it, but I absolutely do not want to sync or learn today. Did an 18-hour intense building session in Conan Exiles yesterday. Completely. Isn't Conan Exiles a game? So no, wait. You're so exhausted from a game yesterday that you're like, I don't want to sing, and I'm done. That's a funny thing to say. What should be used instead of support element when text is rate purely for visual CSS? What muscle do you think you use when you game? I don't think. You're saying I don't think when I game. When I game, like my brain is out the window, okay? Like I actually discussed it before. I record me playing Marvel Rivals, and like whenever I stop recording stop playing Marvel Rivals, and I think like, oh, I'm gonna make a clip, and I try to remember anything that happened during the game, and I blank out. I have no idea what happened during the game. Like I only have like very few moments where I go like, oh, this what happened, you know? Like recently there was a moment where I deliberately tried to crash out on my teammate, because my teammate, I was like a solo tank in the game, and my teammate was complaining about me tanking because I was solo tanking, and he was complaining to me about me. So I just deliberately raised my void and crashed out deliberately on him. And called him like a stupid fucking retard. And then in the middle of it, I started laughing because I genuinely, I don't care enough to crash out. I wanted to crash out deliberately, right? I was forcing the crash out, and I just couldn't do it. So I started laughing, and then I went like, I'll go DPS if you want. And then I went like force DPS in our team, and like our healer was like, look what you did. We had one tank and he went DPS because of you. You fucking retard. And it's like, you know. So that's the only time like I remember. I remember very little. I remember very little. When I'm playing, like brain leaves the building. That's the point of the games for me. That's the point of games, is to not stress out, to have fun, to not have any lingering thoughts in my brain, you know, just to wash over me. Like the level of zen, their hand-eye coordination just materialized from nothing. Yes, exactly. It's all on pure gamer instinct. Okay, deep in my DNA, there's a gamer genes. Okay, and it's purely through like the instincts passed down by generation of gamers. Generations and generations of gamers in my family. My ancestors guide my hand every time I do every time I get the kill. Okay, every time I get the kill, my ancestors is guiding my hand. The inline code element is used to represent short snippets of code inside the text. Common use cases for the code element would be technical articles and documentation pages. Here's an example of code element to show CSS snippet. Like that's why I think I struggle so much with like hidden secrets in video games, because I cannot think while playing a video game. When I'm playing a video game, like the brain goes out the window. So when they put like a secret that you have to like discover in a room, I blank out. It could be like the simplest puzzle ever from like literally a kid's book. I will not think of the answer. Here's an example of using code element to show CSS code snippets. To set text color, use following code, color blue. Wait, what? Code, color blue. Okay, interesting. In this example, CSS color property is used to set the color blue. Code tag, it communicates to browser the text piece of inline code. Browser will apply default styles for content of code element. The default style is monospaced font. Code element is meant to represent a single line of code. If you want to represent multiple lines of code, you will need to place code element inside pre-formatted text element. Okay. Pre-formatted text element is used to represent pre-formatted text. Here's an example of using pre-formatted text element to show too many times using pre-formatted text. The word pre-formatted text to show a CSS declaration. Okay. When using pre-element, you will need to. Did it have pre? No. You will need to be mindful of spacing because it will display exactly as written inside HTML documents. In the browser, you will see that the code is intended. Mackenzie, I was gonna ask you about the Conan Exiles, but then I realized I don't know anything about Conan Exiles. Do you build in Conan Exiles? Like, what did you build? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know how to ask. In browser, you will see that the code is intended several spaces to the right. If you were to change the intention of the code examples, then you will see the difference in indentation on the screen. But wait, you did say that you tried out. Wait, hold up. I've messed with it. So you've messed around with HTML, but you didn't like learn anything. You like, what do you mean by you messed with it? I wonder. You know, just girls messing around, learning HTML. No. Had a sleepover party, messed around with HTML a little bit. When it comes to including code examples inside your HTML documents, you should use code elements for short inline examples. If you need to display longer code snippets, then you will need to use pre and code elements. Oh, pre is this one. Okay. What is code element used for? It's used to create hyperlinks. No, it's used to short say yes. What is the performatted text pre element used for? Used to create tablet structured layouts, used to represent performatted text, used to insert hyperlink. No. Pre-formatted text, especially because Solari has pre in it. What is default style for code elements? Monospaced. Hell yeah, let's go. What are US and Ruby elements used for? And how do they work? Unarticulated annotation element, or U elements for short, is used to represent inline text that has non-textual annotation applied. Non-textual annotation. Okay. Here's an example. I can't listen to rap while listening to this. While reading this out. Here's an example of using U element to highlight various spelling errors. Okay. In court spill. Okay. In examples of words incorrect spelling issues are misspelled, the default style in U element is black underlined underneath the text. In HTML4, the U element was used for styling purposes, but HTML5, the U element should only be used to indicate that text has non-textual annotation applied. Non-textual annotation. Okay. If you want to style, what does non-textual annotation mean specifically? Besides spelling mistakes. Non-textual annotation. Non-textual annotation generally refers to one or two distinct concepts depending on the context. Annotation meaning is implied by context rather than explicitly stated, while browser default to underline CSS can customize visual styles. In translation legal documents, it refers to specialized process of linguistically describing and translating elements that are not standard running text, such as seal stamp. I still don't understand it. That explanation did not help. Wow. I googled. Can you help me out with like a I don't get what it means, and it still didn't help me. Fucking fantastic. Underline, you should use CSS instead of HTML. The strike through element, or S. Strike. So this is strike, this is underline, okay. For short, should be used to represent when text is no longer accurate or relevant. Here's an example of using S element to show cancellation of activity. Tomorrow hike will be meeting at noon due to unforeseen weather conditions. The hike has been cancelled. In this example, the first sentence is crossed out because the hike was cancelled due to weather reasons. The S element should never be used to just to show changes to document. More appropriate element in that case would be deleted text element and inserted text element. The Ruby element represents small text shown or below. Above or below the main text. It is typically used to show pronunciation of East Asian characters. Here's a Ruby. Why Ruby? MD web page. That is so weird. What? What? That's a very specific case. This is a very specific example. What? I genuinely, what? Represent Ruby fallback parenthesis element is used as fallback for browsers lacking support for displaying Ruby annotations. RT element, Ruby text element, is used to indicate text for Ruby annotation. So weird. What? This is a very specific case. It's usually used to for pronunciation or translation details in East Asian typography. While Ruby element can be used for other types of annotations, the most common use is East Asian typography. That's very unusual. It's used to represent inline text as non-textual annotation applied. Strike through. No. Was Ruby East Asian characters? It's a very specific case. I had never. Hold up, I'm gonna grab some water because I'm really fucking sweating right now. Oh. Ooh. Nice cold ice water. Okay. Oh, look at Mr. Whiskers. Mr. Whiskers. Yeah. In work. Oh. In this workshop, you'll practice working with semantic HTML by building block page dedicated to Mr. Whiskers the cat. The first section you will build out is page header. Used to productory content like page navigation, other. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Mama Baza. Oh, just the header element. Okay, they didn't want me to add more stuff. Oh, just head, not header. Sorry. So no head, huh? Damn. This is gonna be a long lesson. The header will be responsible for explaining the main title. Welcome to Mr. Whiskers' blog. Start by adding figure element. Figure. Begin. Side figure, add an image element. CRC. CRC underscore. And wait, what? My baby, yet you. The value of a cat garden. Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. Below your image element, add big caption with text Mr. Whiskers in the garden. I think it's like this. Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. In my head, got a bad case of loving you. No, I think I was correct actually. Hold up. I'm pretty sure below image element add fake caption. Pretty sure fake caption is not meant to be like readable. Unless, hold up. It's also an element. Okay, so I was wrong. Okay. Okay, those should have closed the deck. Okay. My bad. Gotta get give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. No wheels gonna kill my head. I'm gonna bad case of loving you. I like the song, like doc, like especially because it's like doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. So it's very, it's very like very caption beat. Oh shit! Another banger right after it by Black Pistol Fire. Hell yeah, well wasted. For your blogs, there should be a way for users to navigate different directions. Okay, so just like this. And I need to change it instantly, really. Just copy and paste homework. Don't really need to do it. So they just gave me an example. It perfectly fits. Sorry. So the first one is about, then pause and contact. Okay, so there is a difference. Okay. Building our page header, you will need to start adding your main content. Below header, add main element. Main. The first section on the page will be about section. The section will introduce Mr. Whiskers and give us users the idea of the blog post. So there's Mr. Whiskers. Look at the whiskers. Look at the Mr. Whiskers. The first section, main section, element was ID attribute about. Okay. Section element add h2. Okay, so ID equals underscore about. Today I was working, so because I was moving because I was moving the fridge couple of days, it's been 2 days, I think. It's been about 2 days since I've been moving the fridge. I moved it on Thursday. Like I on Thursday I bought the fridge, and then I had a long journey of tracking it across Munich. Okay, but because of that, Friday, Saturday, and today, my arms were still kind of like sore about it. They were not enjoying their time, you know. And so side section I'm at h2 with a text about. So as I was saying, I was no, not like this, right? This doesn't make sense. Inside section element. Oh. I guess because I didn't close the section element, I do need to. Yeah, it's my bad. I'm stupid. About capital A, they're gonna be about it. But what I was gonna say is that like for past 3 days, it's been like breaks. Because number one, my legs and lower body are bruised. I have bruises on my hips. I have bruises on my thighs. I have bruises like on my knees. Like I've been sucking dick instead of, but like because of all of that, I was essentially taking like a break from any and all exercise and just trying to recuperate. And I'm planning to start actually exercising tomorrow, because I think tomorrow will be like, I'm gonna be like essentially nearly fully recuperated. I was gonna say, yeah, because I wasn't exercising, I did have more time. And while for past 2 days, I've not really spent the time wisely, because mostly The fuck was I doing? I don't remember. I was doing something. But not exactly the wisest utilization of my time. But today I actually was working on a Blender model that I have not worked on Blender for a while, and I was trying to come back to like the models I was making for my friend, because I was trying to represent my friend if she ever during the stream as like a visual aid essentially. But I fucking once again, as I was working on that model, I thought that I got something useful, and I almost liked the result, but then I was like, no, the result still sucks. Which is the biggest problem. The biggest problem is when you're making something and you go like, ooh, I don't like how it looks, you know? I still think it sucks. Borrow your H2 element, add paragraph element. Below paragraph element, another paragraph element, text is playful nature. Okay. It genuinely annoys me when like the Blender shit I'm doing is not working, because like it's kind of like I genuinely don't get what I'm doing wrong, because I was like, this kind of look good, and then I was like, yeah, but I can't do exactly what I want, and it fucking pissed me off. Like, it's the biggest problem is not the fact that I'm failing, but the fact that I'm so close yet so far away. It's the fact that I'm like, it's kind of like striking a bullseye, but instead of a bullseye, you're like 10 centimeters off. Instead, you strike the judge's eye, and it's like, why was the judge there? You know. To see the page jump down to the section. Oh. What? I have about section, try clicking on about link. I hate it. Doesn't work. But I assume that's because the fucking page is too big. Well, I've been so good, where the hell is the karma? I've been so good. No, this still doesn't work. Next section of the blog page will Mr. Whiskers ID section paused. Yeah. No, not. And my days, years, and the patience. When everything rang. When the karma dog, I lost my patience. I'm so good and by myself. Yes, I'm so good. Okay, so it does jump. Yeah, I think it was just like we didn't have enough sections for it to jump. Yeah, it can jump to pause directly. First blog post, you will use article element. The article element represents self-contained content on the web page. Below H2 element, add article element. Inside article element, add H3 element. Mr. Rutzkin first day home. To be fair, I expected Mr. Whiskers to have bigger whiskers. Like one of those like sage looking cats, you know. Ones that look like they're gonna teach you kung fu. Reason H3 is used here is that maintain proper structural hierarchy. Yeah. Blog post is going to contain a couple of paragraphs with lorem ipsum text. Lorem ipsum is commonly used in web development to serve as placeholder text. It is useful when you want to focus on building out basic structure of your web page and not have to worry about actual content just yet. Here's an example of lorem ipsum text. Was speak Latin? What the fuck? Below H3 element, add 2 paragraphs of lorem ipsum text. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet consectetur adipicissing elite quasquam quod volup. I'm giving up. I'm done. Like, it was fun for a little bit, but after all, it was like, it's too much. For the second blog post, you will need to add another article element. Inside article element, add h3 element and a text Mr. Whiskers' first bass. Mr. Whiskers' first bass or Mipsum. Just keep fucking. For a third blog post, you will need to add another article element. Where's birthday party? Ah, fuck, it's the wrong text. Oh. My bad. Wrong one. First birthday party. Wait, what? Oh, article P section. Yeah, should be working. You should have third article element within your section element with ID set to post. Oh wait, what? No, yeah. One. First day at home. First bass. First birthday party. Oh wait, what? Oh, I didn't copy the article part. Okay, my bad. Yeah. That's so good. Now that you have finished adding all the blog posts, right, clicking on the post links, and you should see that the page jumps down the post section. Yep. I'm Jane Doe, a passionate writer. Okay. The last component to add to your blog page is going to be contact session below main element and footer element. Footer element? No. Add section element with ID set to contact. Kind of copy the homework a little bit. This song by Muse, by the way, very much reminds me of Doctor Who theme. Pretty cool. I'm actually really liked like I think it's like 9s to 12s Doctors. That's when I started watching it. I the 12th Doctor was kind of like making me bored a little bit. Like mostly because I was like, damn, I kind of like I've been watching it for a while, you know. And like the 11th Doctor was like by far kind of like getting boring, so I was like, do I want to watch the 12s? Add section ID contact. Hell yeah. Paragraph element with phone. Okay. Are they gonna make us do the phone like it auto calls stuff? Well, fake email is a classic move. I'm not gonna lie. To improve user experience, yeah, automatic telephone number. The regret thing will not control us. Will be victorious. What? What am I missing? Yeah, I did. Right? Oh, wait. Okay. I'm getting what my problem was. Okay. Like this. Yeah. What? But what? Oh, because okay. Weird. Okay. It's weird to figure this out. No, weird that it works this way. I mean, the fact that it has to be specifically 55555, no like dashes in between. But also, I get it because people have like different ways to essentially different ways to write phone numbers, and people will like write it differently. But for the phone number, it has to be specifically just straight 555, no like in between bullshit. Yippee! We finished the website. Yippee! Build an app that is functionally similar to this example project. Try not to copy. Cool. In this lab, you will utilize schematic HTML element. To create structure of web page, you'll add content and an image to make it look like a real event hub. Just want to check outside the window. Kind of light, but it's also getting dark. Oh my. Oh my. Rain for the same, but the well is dry. Oh my. Oh my. User stores, you should have header element. Inside header, you should have an h1 element. Well, in body, header. At least I think it's in body. H1 element that contains text event hub. And nav element. Inside nav element, you should have an ordered list of 2 items containing links to different sections of the page. Unordered list. List item. List item. First item should be 2 items containing links to a different section of the page. Okay. Upcoming events. And the other is past events. And if it's gonna have a link, then it should have oh. Samsung Ahref ID? No, CRC, I think. Source? We're gonna check in a little bit. But ID as well. Just for a future note, ID. Each link should be represented by an A element with href attributes that links to the corresponding section. Yes, okay. Exactly what I was gonna say. So it's A href past events. And also Ahref upcoming events. Oh, I also, okay, I'm a little bit stupid. Hold up. That's very unusual. Okay. You should have main element that contains different section of the page. Main element section. Where was I? Yeah, section elements. The first section element should have ID attribute with the value of common events. ID upcoming events. And section ID past events, I guess. Inside upcoming events should be H2 with text upcoming events, which means that there should be another H2 element here with past events. How it works. Unless they're gonna go with H3 there. 2 article elements. Each article should represent an event, and it should have an H3 element for event title and P1. Okay. Article. Wait, that was called? Wasn't it called baseball? Base bat world? Oh. No, Dream World is an Australian theme park. Yeah, Backworld. That's a different thing. Yeah, this one, William. So please stay with me on this one, okay? Please stay with me on this one. William, we talked about this multiple times, okay? I'm not a fan of turn-based RPGs, right? Right? Okay? And you send me a turn-based RPG, okay? And say, yeah, I'm not interested in Chrono Trigger. I know about the game. I actually know about the lore. I'm not interested in Chrono Trigger because again, it's turn-based RPG. Right? Am I wrong? The Chrono Trigger is the one that's like Yeah. Chrono is the Super Nintendo game. Yeah, I know Chrono Trigger. I know the lore. Yeah, but again, it's a turn-based RPG. I'm not very interested in turn-based RPGs. I'm probably never gonna be playing Final Fantasy. I don't know what other mode besides turn-based because it looks like it's like I'm pretty sure it's all turn-based RPG. I like unless they have like the I know there is a game where they're like, oh, you can do like essentially a live combat, but it's still kind of still a turn-based thing. You're just like it's like an up from the top view RPG where you like keep just clicking left click to like kill the enemy. I'm not very interested in that. But William, just for the future note, please don't send me turn-based RPG. I'm not gonna play them. It just the answer is gonna be no because I'm not a fan of turn-based RPGs. I literally, William, on this channel, I don't say sorry. It's not like you did anything bad. You interested in this game. You want to show it off, and the problem is I'm just not like I told you about this. I'm not interested in turn-based RPGs. That's all. Like on this channel, I had previously tried to play Rogue Trader, a game that is also a turn-based RPG. I'm very interested in World of Warhammer 40k, right? I'm a big fan of Warhammer 40k. So I was trying to play the game for a while until I just gave up because I'm not a fan of turn-based RPGs. That's just not my style of gameplay. I don't like turn-based RPGs, and that's just the kind of person I am. So just for the future note, like I'm not gonna be playing Backworld. I'm not gonna be playing Chrono Trigger. I'm not gonna be playing Pokemon games. I think I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be playing Pokemon games. It's just not my style of gameplay. How are you doing, William? But besides that, how are you doing? How are you doing besides that? How's your day going? H2 common events article, and it should have H3 element and a P element for event description. Okay. Which also we need to yeah, this is actually perfect. What kind of game will I make? What do you mean? Well, right now we're just learning to code, but like if I had an ability to make a game, I don't know. I have certainly ideas for games that I would like to make if I had an ability. I have an idea for a game that's like essentially like a martial arts RPG, not a turn-based RPG, but like more like Cyberpunk or Bioshock style RPG where like you get to choose your abilities and stuff. But it's like martial arts, so you get to choose like different martial arts abilities and stuff, and you have like a progression system, and it's supposed to be like and it's like relatively open world with like missions and like life choices and life paths. That's the kind of games that I would love to make if I could. Please don't steal my idea, no. But like that's the kind of games that I would like to make if I could. Just entertaining combat system, you know, an open world with like multiple factions, with multiple factions and different like factional disputes, different like life paths you can choose. You know, you can go from like a upright nobleman who has to follow like codes of chivalry to like hired mercenary who only follows the coin to a demonic practitioner who only follows their own personal inner code of conduct, you know. It would be pretty interesting. The second section element should have an ID attribute with value. Past events, yes. There was another game I was gonna recommend before I found out it was turn-based. The art for intro trailer looks nice. Do send me the intro trailer. I would love to. I mean, like I don't mind checking out the intro trailer. Inside the past events section, you should have P element, event description, an image element with attribute pointing to an image file. Wait. Okay. Potential man. Okay, hold up. Potential man is a meme, right? Potential man theme. It's not even. It's a visual novel. Yeah, no, I'm seeing this, William. Number one, this is not something I would call a nice animation, William. Well, when you refer to this as nice animation, it's more of like, it's like referring to a YouTube poop as nice animation. William, you and I have two completely different ideas of what nice animation is. I think we have two different ideas of what nice animation looks like. In fact, on multiple times on this channel, I had shown what I consider to look like nice animation. On this channel, I had multiple times had shown what I consider to be nice animation. None of it looked like what you've shown us so far, you know? Like, this is a nice animation. Hold up. I do need to... Hold up. So you can capture the audio as well. This one. There it is.
Do you want a spot of tea?
Yes, of course. I would love some tea.
It's just a spot.
Yes. I can see that. You've made a fool of me for the last time with your cheap and twisted buffoonery. To frolic with me and all my wits would seem to most unwise. You're up and down wherever around with incessant and boring tomfoolery. Be gone, get out, and leave my sight unless you wish to meet your demise.
Would you like some more?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And then they get cheese thrown at them. Or is this
Shorty
one?
chose to be with a demon. Sounds like her problem
Lump
to
to
me.
me.
Ha ha. This shit ain't
And
nothing to me, man.
man.
I'm Dracula. I'm 12 million years old. I'm so violent and sick in the head, I can't tell if I want to kill my ops or fuck them. I've been fully consumed by hatred, jealousy, and lust. I can't help but get thrown into a violent trance at the slightest hint of criticism or pushback. She listens to rock and roll. I smoke rock and roll. I fuck like it's for survival, as if it's the last sip of water I'll ever get. Ribs visible, eyes bloodshot, thrusting away. We smoking filtered crack, you stupid piece of shit. I'll fucking kill you. Call that pussy the Matrix, cause I'm in this bitch and I can't get out. Slowly fading.
I know Big Top Burger. I do know Big Top Burger. I think I've shown Big Top Burger on this channel before. Oh. Big Top Burger. Like I've had multiple animations from this channel. I've shown it on this one. This is the one that I for sure shown.
Vader, are we good? Is this a bit you're doing? Vader!
This is peak comedy.
And I let the archangels take him. Top shelf Zaza.
Also there in this one.
Come in, clone trooper.
From Spine Apples.
Execute order.
The 66.
Starting with Yoda.
Yeah, I can't do that one.
What do you mean you can't do that one?
My lord, I'm pretty sure if I even look at this man Yoda again, I will be slimed immediately.
Slime you anyway, I might.
Did you hear that?
Listen to me, clone. This was your entire purpose. You will either kill the Jedi or die trying.
No.
Do it.
Why did you even give me this job? Why am I the one trying to take out the Grand Master of the Jedi? Have you seen this man fight? It's like if you duct taped a machete to a Beyblade.
Oh, I'm sorry. Which of the other laser sword wielding space wizards do you imagine you'd have an easier time killing?
I don't know. Cal Kestis?
Cal Kestis would have pieced your ass up.
He's like 12 years old.
Doesn't matter. The boy is built different. You would have got Swiss cheese. Make you look like SpongeBob. He would. Look, just shoot Yoda. He probably won't even fight back. He's mostly a pacifist. Killed 8 clones already. I have. Jesus Christ.
I told you he's
the idea is that like I already killed 8. Jesus Christ. The fact that somehow Jesus Christ is real and in Star Wars universe, Palpatine has to go, whoa, wait a minute.
You're crazy.
Alright, speak.
Hey, little buddy. Apparently we're gonna have a new teammate from the Monster Kingdom join us. I think they're a tank, and a fun one, too.
Maybe this time more people will double tank this season.
Haven't seen them yet, though. I'll keep looking for them.
Aw. Jeff got a friend. Let's go. No, Jeff. No, not Jeff. No.
As if some overgrown lizard is going to intimidate me.
Not Jeff. Okay, anyway, we're back on the studying. Okay, so what the fuck we were doing? Yeah. So an image element we see is pointing to an image file. Alter description. Image source alt. Okay. Now you can use these images. Cool. Okay. So now we need to structure it. So header. Header. H1. Event hub. Nav. Oh, event hub supposed to be like capitalism. UL, I think. I think it's like this. Okay. Then a ref past event close. Am I missing something? Oh. Header. Should be upcoming events. Nav elements. No, actually, hold up. Need to close this and this. And close it here. And close it here as well. I think. That's how it's supposed to be working. Ref ID and ref ID equals. Oh, fuck. Equals. Equals. No, hold up. Did I do it wrong? I could have. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, I like this. Past events. And this one then unclose, close this. Okay. Is it right? I feel like it's right. Okay. Next, main. Wait, hold up. Yeah. Section. ID. Ooh, right. Hashtag here. Hashtag upcoming events. Equals upcoming events. Close. Also, quotation marks. The same here. Quotation marks. Open section. Close section. And if you want to close section, we would be putting section here. And another section here. Okay. Then article, we open in the article. Outside. There was only one paragraph needed for this one, so. Lynn. I'm feeling right now. That's how I'm feeling. How I'm feeling right now. Do 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 do. Image source equals alt close. Yeah. And image for this one. Wait, where is the source? Yeah, there's... Fuck, what? Equals alt TV. I think that's supposed to be it. Whatever. Another paragraph, whatever. Something. I know. Did they ask me to do an exact for element for event title? Okay, they didn't actually tell me. Type in Sentinel specific. Okay. Something. Check your code. Inside header element, you should have an H1 element that contains the text event hub. Do I know that? Oh. Inside the header, you should have a nav element. I do. Do I not? Oh, is it not an open element? So I need to close it, I guess. Oh, I guess I never closed the header, right? Because this is a header. Close it. Unless I did close it somehow. And, no, I didn't. What am I missing? What? Inside of header, after h1 element. Nav element. Help screen readers technologies identify. Not for every group of links on the page. Footer links. Typical better suited for footer element alone. Using nav element. Okay. Wait, does it close? Yeah, it does close. So. Hold up. Where was the nav element again? Contains text element hub and nav element. Huh. Yeah, this doesn't work for some reason, which, to be fair, because all of this is highlighted, it's probably because I fucked up something here as well. Header, past events, upcoming events, ID, section. Common events. The upcoming link is a link. All of it is a link. Why is all of it is a link? Because it was a nav. Get the hint, I guess. Oh fuck, yeah. I don't particularly want to create help. Okay, so let's go brick by brick. Oh wait, you should have header element. We have it. Your header element should come after body element when they do that with it. Side header element, you should have an h1 element that contains event hub. Have that as well. Side the header element, after h1 element, you should have a nav element. Your nav element should contain an ordered list of 2 items. Yes, that we do have. The first item in an ordered list should be a link. The second item should be a link. Yes, both of them are a link. The text of the first item on our list should be upcoming events. Yes. First item in an ordered list should be should be as upcoming events. Do have that. Next of the second item. Past events, yes. You should have main element after the header element closing. Oh, wait. Nav is after a header right now, so that's not good. Inside the main element, you should have 2 section elements. Yes, 1 and 2. First section element should have ID attribute of common event. Yes. Your second section ID attribute of past event. Yes. Down events. I think I misnamed them somehow. No. So what am I missing? Unless they wanted the image, right? Am I fucking wrong? Yeah, a lot of it is bad actually right now. What the fuck? Okay. As a header element, you should have a nav element. I do have a nav element, but clearly I'm doing something wrong. Elaborate, I guess. I don't know. Actually, hold up. Give me. I don't know what index is. No. Okay. That's what they're doing right now. Nav. Nav. No. Okay. Doesn't allow me to search that way. Okay, hold up. I can just kind of skip through these. Hold up. Was it here? Okay, nav, UL. This is essentially what I did, right? So what's the problem? What the fuck? Oh, I did put ID in. Maybe that's why? I don't know. Common events. Past events. And also remove this one. Past events. Common events. And remove this. You should have nav element, but I do have a nav element, exactly as we did before. What the fuck is wrong with this one? Like, this should be working. So what am I missing? Nav element is open. Listen, the 5s should be around here, right? This is 4, I guess. Nav element is used to provide links. Nav, UL. Yeah. All of time you will see nav element used in menus or tablets, but yeah, so it's working. Inside header element. It is inside header element. Didn't misspell header? No. After H1, after H1. Oh, wait. Is because I didn't close H1. Is that what is going on? Okay, thank God. Text of the first item is an unordered list should be. Yeah, it is. Oh, upcoming events. And with those American ties. Your first section element should be an ID attribute with upcoming events. Okay. ID upcoming events, yes. No, not that. Is it I don't need the AD part? Just section upcoming events? Surely not. No, yeah, I do have section element. ID equals I think it's around 8. Section ID equals without this. That's the problem. Okay. We should have 2 article element below H2 element. 2 article element below H2 element, okay. Oh, okay, wait. I understand it correctly? And also close the article because I didn't close the article. You should have 2 article elements. Yep. Okay. Oh, wait. Wait. What is this one? I'm remembering the song, but I can't remember the song. No. We have image event. Yes, okay. Oh. Be like me. See. Okay. Most of the image element inside passive event section should have an out attribute. I remember I did write out attribute, but I guess I forgot. Alt equals fucking whatever. Guys, saving the name. Okay. So the key aspect that we were struggling with is that I literally just forgot to close this part. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this? You know, I forgot this. And then another part that we were struggling with is that I forgot to double. I guess I only saw that I need one article. I didn't think I needed two of them. Okay, what time is it? Be like me. Good guys. For semantic HTML. H1P1 header. Yep. Main element. Contain main content of the web page. Used to divide up content into smaller sections. Navigation section. Nav element represents section. Figure element contains illustration and diagrams. Yes. Emphasis. To make it italics. E for italics again, but different. Your voice or mood idiomatic. Long attribute. Inside the open I? What? The lang attribute. Used for a language. Strong important, strong element. Brain attention was a B. Description list. Description term. And description detail. Okay. Block quotas. Citations. Inline quotations. Abbreviations. Address, date, time. Support and superior and submissive, yeah. Inline code. Preformative text. Unarticulated annotation U. Ruby annotation for Chinese specifically. Wait, did they do the strikeout? They didn't do the strikeout, man. Oh, it's here. Okay. Strikeout through S. Internal links, ref ID, A. Station ID. Submit. Okay. Okay, time for a quiz. What is presentation of HTML? Presentational HTML uses elements to control the appearance of content rather than its meaning or structure. It controls how data is stored on a server. Presentational HTML determines website overall layout and navigation structure. Presentation HTML is used to embed multimedia content. I think so. What is the role of pre-element? Used to convey seriousness of strong important. Used to represent pre-formatted text. What is the role of H1 element? Defines heading on a web page, indicating its primary topic. First container is to group multiple heading. It represents root or top level element of a document. What's the role of address element? Is specified font size? No, it represents contact information for cell section on the web page. Kind of. Creates navigational menu for a website. Format takes scope superscript. Which of the following elements holds no semantic meaning? No semantic? Div? Wait, I think article. Which of the following elements is used to represent specific moment in time? What is the typical use of a Ruby element? Chinese. They say East Asian, but like it's funnier to just say Chinese. It's like Chinese specific. Which element is used to highlight keywords and summaries or products names in reviews? I'm pretty sure China isn't. China is not even like East Asia, right? Is China East Asia? No, China is straight up like just East Asia. Yeah. No. Oh fuck! I forgot. I misremembered what East and West is. I thought China is like West. Like I thought. I saw like, oh, China is not West. Like I thought West and East switch sides for a second. Which element is used to highlight keywords to summarize? In summaries or product names and reviews. What? Template bold? What's the role of U element? Stylized text with custom fonts. It used to represent inline text that has non-textual annotation applied. I think so. Which of the U element? Yeah. Which of the following elements is used to represent extended quotation? Which of the following elements is used to provide description or definition for the term inside description list? Oh, DT, the term, the description term. Which of the following elements is typically used? Wait. No, it's DD, the definitive description. This is description, not the term itself. Which of the following elements is typically used for code element? 3. Which of the following attributes is used to translate dates and time into machine readable? Date time? Wait. I still think it's similar. Okay. Why is it important to not skip heading levels? Skipping heading levels enhance page. Not skip. Skipping heading levels improve website. Skipping heading levels confuse screen readers. Is the deprecate presentation HTML form? A footer article. Font, I think. Which of the following elements is used to represent navigational links? Navigational links? Oh yeah. Oh. Which of the following elements represent the description term inside description list? What is the role of I element? Oh, it's italics. Which of the following elements is used to emphasize text? Specify source of reference, so the quoted context block quote. Right. Yes. Yo, 100%. This is crazy. Not a single mistake. Not a single mistake. It's fucking crazy. It's gonna be long. Ah. Now I want to skip lessons. We might be done with HTML by next week. Maybe not. Or maybe not. Form element in HTML is used to gather. Well, I need some water because it's so fucking hot in this room. God damn. Thank God for my ice baby. I make so much fucking ice. Call me the Bears. I genuinely can't believe that we're still getting away with like artificial scarcity of diamonds when like we can like manufacture them and other bullshit, you know, like. The form elements in HTML is used to gather user information such as names and email addresses. Here's an example of form element. Okay. Form action URL goes here, input element go here. Form. Form data will be sent upon submission to collect the specific information like names, email addresses you would like use the input element. Here is an example of using input element. So form action URL goes here. So this is where it's going to be sent, okay? And then was start editor, interact with input element. Sub bitch. Enables the input element. Oh, type your name, sub bitch. Yeah, I guess so. Input type text. Input element are void elements and do not have closing tags. Okay. As type attribute defines data type expected from user. In this case, data would be plain text. To add label for the input, you would have to label element. Okay. Here's an example of label element with text of full name. Window to interact with example. Supper, son, bitch, and son. Implicit association between the label and the input field. The term implicit refers to something that is understood or inferred without needing explicitly stated. Here's an example of using for attribute email address. Jane and example. Oh. Okay, thank God. I was like, for a second it flashed my like email addresses and I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. Not like none of the email addresses that like I would be concerned for, but also at the same time it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Thank God it didn't like show on the fucking stream. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. When using the explicit associations, the values for the for attribute and ID need to be same. In this case, the values both set to email. Okay. Label for email address, input type email, ID email. Oh, so it only accepts email. Okay. And this somehow only accepts full name, but it's type text, so it doesn't particularly change it. Like, to be fair, it is hardly like no, we only accept the real name, but like, what is a real name? You know? Facebook did that actually. I remember. Facebook did do like no, we only accept real names, and I was like thinking like, what does Facebook think real name is? I wonder. When using explicit because I met a guy named Happy Prince, so you know. That's a real name, okay? And do you know why he's called that? Well, he's from Nigeria, so fucking guess what? When using explicit situation, it's not like it was like named something unique in his language. No, his name was Happy Prince because like his parents like for them English is like a secondary language, so they're like oh, Happy and Prince, you know. When using explicit associations, the values for the for attribute and ID need to be same. Yeah. If you want to show additional hints to the user about the expected input, you can use placeholder attribute. Here, an example using placeholder. So wait, email input and then placeholder example email. So placeholder janeexample.com. It's funny that they're doing at email and at example.com but like almost everybody uses at Gmail. Whenever I'm inputting something, they usually like finish it up with at gmail.com because everybody expects at Gmail. For a placeholder text, you want to provide helpful short text, for example, format type. Question: what is the role for inside the label element? Called use exclusive association. What was the input? Yeah. Yep. Wait. Yeah, or email. Yeah. Which of the following is correct value for the type attribute used inside input? Text. I mean, I would assume a number input could be. What is the role of placeholder attribute inside input element? Let's go. I'm a supporter. For now, I'm too broke. But like, I would genuinely think of it as like a right coast to just give them some money. Oh, Shake a Tail Feather by Ray Charles. Hell yeah. Think I could. No, Boogaloo is outside, but a jingle ain't playing tonight. Right? Baby, I'll show you how to do it right. Do it right. A button element is used to perform particular action when activated. Here's an example of button. Button start game. Button. Show alert. Okay. Other example of using button show alert. Click on the show alert. Yeah. What's this? Oh, what the fuck is this supposed to be? Another possible value for type attribute is submit value. Cool. So form action, label for email address, input type, and then button. Okay. Inside this form element, there is a label type, reset value. The form element, there is a label and an input element. The data will be sent to the server and will be processed. The third possible value for the type attribute is reset value. Here's an example of form element with the reset and submit button. Oh. I think I could, like, could I just straight up, like, put, like, input my email address, like, send to, and then, like, essentially get an email to myself? Labels, input, button type, reset. Okay. Interesting. In a modified example, a label and an input element used to collect the user's email address. When the user clicks on reset button, important to know that reset buttons are usually not the best idea because they could lead to user accidentally resetting their data. Also, multiple buttons in your form could clutter up the user's interface. Another way to create a button in HTML is to use input element. The input element also has type attribute with possible values of submit, reset, and a button. Wait, what? Button is input element. Input element. Wait. Well, not what no, we're using button, which is input is different. Okay. So input class start button. Type button. Okay. The games have started. Cool. Value attribute is used to show button text. So what is different between using input button and button element? Input element are void element, which means they cannot have a child node, such as text can only have start tag. On the other hand, the button element offers more flexibility because you can nest text, images, and icons inside it. Ah, interesting. Okay. Which of the phone is not a valid type of attribute inside button? CRC, I think. What is the role of type reset inside the button? I mean, resets text array element. What another element you can use to represent a button image? Wait. Input. Yeah. Yeah, but that's a lot of text. When user fills out a form on your website, it is important that they fill out all the necessary information in correct format. HTML form controls like input have a lot of built-in validation that you can use to check for invalid data. This will help ensure that the user fixes these mistakes before information is submitted and processed by a server. The term client side refers to everything that happens on the user's computer or device, like part of the website or app, you interact with directly. This includes the layout, design, and any interactive features. The term server side refers to everything that happens on the server side, the computer or system that hosts the website or app. This includes processing data, running an application, and handling requests that come from the user's device. While client-side validation is important, you also need server-side validation for added security. Malicious users can bypass client-side checks, so robust server-side measures are essential. You'll learn more about this in later module. For now, let's take a look at some examples for client-side form validation. One common example of built-in form validation is to use the required attribute in inputs. The required attribute specifies that the user needs to fill out the portion of the form before it gets submitted. Here's an example of using required attribute on the email input. Yep. Click on the submit form without providing email address. You'll see that Cool. Input required type email, name, email, ID, email. Each browser will have its own set of styles for showing this alert message. Another advantage of using email input is that email input have some basic validation to ensure correctly formatted email addresses. For example, if you type in random words and click submit, then browser will show alerts that an @ symbol is missing. Required field. That's all on the browser side. That's not even something you need to pre-program. It's important to note that browser only checks for basic validation for standard email addresses. It's up to you to add additional layers of validation, which you will learn about in later modules. Other form of validation of email inputs, it's minimal lengths and maximum lengths attribute. Here's an example of extra validation. Type BNM in the field, click submit button, message pop-ups that doesn't a minimum character. Minimum for maximum to 64. Interesting. Oh, it's a face one. The minimum lengths and max lengths attribute are used to set minimum maximum lengths. Yeah, obviously. Show alert message. Interesting. What is the purpose of minimum maximum? They used to control the font and they used to set minimum maximum lengths of characters for the input. Which attribute is used to ensure that an input field is marked as required? What happens if you try to submit value signed for an email input? The program will crash, form submit just fine, nothing will happen, the browser will show alert. We're like one lesson away from like finishing this part and like moving on next. I'm wondering if I should leave it for tomorrow or I can speed through it. I think I can speed through it. Well, what are different font states and why are they important? In HTML form controls, like inputs can be different stages of or condition, like focus state, read only, and disable state. The first state would be considered the default state. The default state of an email address input is blank input, as what an email input looks like when the first rendered on the page. When the user clicks form control or selects the keyboard tab key, then that means it is focus state. Then when an input is in focus state, most browsers will show a blue highlight or this kind of yellow. But you choose additional styles in CSS. Click on any part of the white space preview windows and press tab key. Wait. Oh, yeah. Not focus anymore. Disabled state. Oh, yeah. Similar to the focus states, you can choose an additional style for disabled state using CSS. Another type of form state is a read-only state, form control. So you can change it, right? Yeah. Value, attribute used. Yeah, okay. So email example, read-only. Input, read-only, type name, ID, value. Disabled, type email name ID. Okay. Type name ID. Okay. Type name ID. Okay. You used to disable an input. Disabled. Oh, okay. Which attribute is used to mark an input read-only? Wait, what? Oh yeah, read-only. When does the focus state occur? When an input field is the same. Wait, focus state is occur. And interact with when an input field is validated, show error message when The user clicks on input or selects it using the tab key, focus it. And the input field has pre-filled. Okay. One for the Guinness Book. Build hotel feedback form. Okay. On this note, we are wrapping up for today. Tomorrow it's gonna be Shifu. After tomorrow is gonna be Shifu again. Then it's gonna be Quake 4. Then it's gonna be Quake 4 again. Okay. Then it's gonna be and it's gonna be a new game on Friday and Saturday. And then we're coming back here exactly, and probably we might be able to finish this next week. I mean, I don't know. We finished only this 55 today, right? Didn't we start with a fucking lab? I don't know. I just wish we could like speed through it. But yeah, we're gonna need to finish this next week. Then we're going computers. I don't know if I need to do computers, but we're gonna do computers. And then we start in CSS. Anyway, that's what we are wrapping up. Thank you very much for watching.